Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, shit, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. Man, that joke was crazy, man. I gritted on him before I left out, man. But for real though, y'all, the debt was paid, man. The debt was paid, man. So we had to keep our word. This dude was a coward, he bucked on us, but the money got paid. So what could we do? What could we do, man? It be like that in prison sometimes, man. Sometimes things get ironed out. You know what I mean? We wanted to rip his head off, pause, like, but we had to freaking iron it out, man. That's what we did, man. Bro was happy. The next day, Art took care of that $300. Kate felt good about being able to surprise his baby mama with $300. You know what I mean? Like, he said she was out there doing a little bad, man. You know what I mean? He said $300 popped up and helped her out. You know what I mean? So, like, we was all right with that jump, man. We was all right with that jump, man. So, like, for real, though, me and bro just was like, man, we went back in the cell. We was like, yo, you know what, man? Like, we just gonna stay out of dude's way, man. Like, for real. Like, man, I ain't got no kick it for him. I don't want to talk to him about nothing. Like, he's just a lame. He's a real deal lame, man. So, like, that was that. You know what I mean? But the Muslims, man, like, they really was converting them over, though. I saw it. You would see him back there. He back there, they learning him how to pray. They doing everything. I'm saying in my head, like, this dude is the smartest coward I've seen in my life, because he picked up with a religion that was gonna protect him. His luck was so bad, they put him in the pod with the dudes that he bucked on. That's how bad his luck was, man. But you know what, though? He didn't care, because he already knew he was under the Muslim umbrella. The Muslims stick together, y'all. Y'all see it, man. And like, this is what they do. They definitely stick together. And they gonna stick together when it comes to violence as well, man. Like, you know, a lot of people be trying to label the Muslims as a gang, but they're not a gang. They just look so deep. And, you know, if you're in prison and you're a Muslim, you're still a criminal. So everybody running together, and, you know, they just got a lot of Muslims. They're not a gang, but the COs and the police try to label them a gang, but they're not. They just be deep, man. They just be deep, and that's just what it is. So, like, he's a part of his life now. He's a part of the life now, man. So fast forward to the tape, probably like a month, and change. I'm gonna say about a month and change. About a month and change, he's been in the pod. He's all the way Muslim now. They done got him his own little kufi. He got the little white jump with the little burgundy in it. You know what I mean? He got his little Wilt Chamberlain beard edged up perfectly now. He feeling a little better about himself, man. You know what I mean? So the dude that he was moved into cell 22 with the dude that they said that converted him over, he wasn't as old as the dude from out our way, the dude that was one of the head imams. You know what I mean? He wasn't as old as him. So, like, when they was in the cell together, like, you know what I mean? I didn't know, like, why he really wanted to bring him Muslim when they was in the hole or whatever the case. But now that he got him over there, like, you know, it was probably for a good reason. So we end up finding out why he really wanted him to come over and join the Muslims. Now, every Muslim don't think like this, so this isn't a knock against no Muslims that do stuff like this, you know what I mean? But you gotta understand, that's why I just said, like, even though you're Muslim in prison, you're still a criminal. Everybody comes in as criminals. We locked up in prison. So now the dude that moved him to cell 22, man, like, I would say he was probably like the second, third in charge or something like that. You can say out the Muslim community, man, but the whole time that the dude Mike was in there, he felt super duper safe. He felt super safe, but you gotta understand, he gotta feel super safe. The man paid us the money. And for real, we still could have been dirty and knocked this freaking toboggan off and just still dealt with the consequences. But, you know, like, sometimes you gotta let stuff be. So we in that joint living amongst each other, man. Like, this dude bucked on us, but we got paid. But, you know, we in there with each other, man. So, like, you know, like I say, fast forward to like a month, we finally was able to see why that the dude in cell 22 really wanted him to be Muslim. Man, I promise you, man, the weekend I rolled around. Now, he didn't go for a while. He didn't go with a VI for a while until I finally seen him go. So when I seen him go, I'll be lying to y'all if I wasn't thinking that he wasn't going over there to get some more of them balloons. Like, it was just a freaking la censoring me. I promise y'all, I was sitting at the table watching my homeboy and him play chess. And I didn't even know his last name because I wasn't in the pod with him when he went to the VI the first times and all of that. I was in 3 building. So when I heard the lady call the names for the VI, this was like one of them Saturday mornings, you know what I mean, right before lockdown. I'm sitting at the table, you know what I mean? I look up, I see him coming out of cell 15, he buttoned up his shirt, he like, So he walked past. As he walked past me, I just following the La trail. I'm like this. I'm like, everything was green. He looked like he was a man. He looked like he was a freaking plant. I'm like, oh, he gonna get that La. I put my foot back on the table. I was like, yeah, he gonna get that La. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's word. I'm like, man, this dude maniac, man. I was like, man, shh. But you know what, though? He don't owe us. So I can't do nothing about it. So he dipped. We locked down. They counted, and before we counted and they let us back out, he was already back from VI. So I ain't paying no mind until I walked out and I smelled that it was smelling like La in the joint. You know what I mean? So that's some La in this joint. Everybody was like, yeah, there's some La in this joint. So the little Muslim young boy that sleep upstairs from Richmond, he got feezies. You know what I mean? So I'm like, he got feezies. Like, yeah, I got some J's. Weezy, holler at me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna holler at you. You know what I mean? Look up, I see the dude Mike. He trying to look all. He looked like he was trying to look all mature now. Like he wasn't the coward that he was before. He walking around. I see Ock from our way. Ock walk past. I'm like, what's up, Ock, man? I said, man, y'all saved us from this dude, man. Now this dude bringing the pack in our face, man. I said, man, that's crazy, man, for real. He deserved to get drugged, man. He was like, what you want me to do, T White, man? We paid you. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm like, so he do got it. He was like, man, look. He called a dude named Cell 22. He was like, man, look, man, my Aki, man, look. That's my Aki hounding him, man. Come on, T-Mike, man. I was like, shh. So I see the dude from Cell 22 come out. He come out. He pull up. He was like, hey. Let me holler at you, Weezy. I was like, what's up? He was like, trying to buy some of these spoons? I'm like, well, y'all got spoons? He like, yeah, we got some spoons. I said, man, look, nah, I'm good, bro. He was like, you good? I was like, yeah. He was like, why? I said, what do you mean, why? I said, man, I'm not buying nothing from that coward, man. I said, man, look, man, even though we took payment, man, like, I ain't got nothing to do with him, man. He was like, man, look, business is business, though, man. Like, you know, like, when we went back there, I said, man, you think you slick, too, man. You think you slick? He was like, I don't think I'm slick. Now, the dude in Cell 22, he was kind of like a stocky, light-skinned dude. He was like, how I look like I'm slick? How I'm acting like I'm slick? I said, bro, you wanted him to become Muslim to bring that pack. And you know it too. He was like, man, nah, he just had to be up on the right leadership. That's all. That's all he had to do. Don't say it like that. It's just under the right leadership. So I said, y'all was already planning to pay us already? He said, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, Weezy, man. Like, for real. Like, you know, we got him over here in this block. He already had told me. He saw y'all one day when y'all was coming back from child. He told me that he owed y'all and stuff. Like, you know, I ain't tell out, you know, until everything I hit the fan. But yeah, like we was already. I said, so y'all was already planning this joint? He said, we were planning it all week, son. He didn't say that, but he might as well, y'all. So boom. I said, so y'all brought him over here already knowing that this man owed us the stuff. He said, I brought him over here because I know Ock was gonna straighten the debt out. Like, you know, like Ock do anything for me. You know what I mean? So I already knew it was gonna get straightened out. But you know, he needed new leadership around him. I ain't saying y'all did nothing wrong, but like he needed some structure. You know, like even though I'm Muslim, I still like to get money. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect Muslim. I like to take care of my family though. So like, you know, like, yeah, he gonna serve his purpose that way too. We gonna get money together. That's my Muslim brother. We gonna get money together. So I'm like, man, all right, that makes sense though, man. I was like, man, but I was like, that junk crazy though, man. Like, I just never had nobody do that to me, man. I was like, every time I see him, I want to smack his head off, bro. He was like, yeah, I know, I feel you. Yeah, that happened to me. I'd have been like, man, I'd have been mad too though. You know what I mean? He was like, but look though, here. I was like, what's this? He was like, it's a spoon. I was like, for free? He was like, yeah, you good, man. Y'all go ahead, man. Y'all go ahead, man. So I'm like, all right. So I dip. I go back to the cell. Kate was in that junk on top bunk watching TV. He in that junk watching an old Rambo marathon on TBS. I go to the door. I'm like, come on. I was like, hey, bro, come to the door, bro. He was like, he took his headphones off. I'm like, come on. He's like, bro, I'm watching Rambo. I was like, come here, man. He was like, he jumped off the bed. He was like, what's up? I said, look, same word. Guess who got the pack, bro? He was like, who? I said, man, the dude Mike. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah, man. I said, man, look, the dude, his roommate. I said, man, get the door open, man. I hit the button, bro. He was like, oh, I hit the button, let it up and jump. I go in the cell, put the cut up. I was like, bro, look what he gave me. He was like, what's this? I was like, a spoon game, bro. He was like, for how much? I was like, for the free. I was like, for the free? He was like, for the free? He said, why he gave you for free? I was like, bro, listen, this man say that they was already planning getting him moved over here. He was like, who? Ock? He was like, nah. He was like, who? I was with it too. I was like, nah, Ock didn't know about it. I said that Mike had already told him from the whole that we was the dudes that he owed. So he was like, at first he wasn't gonna come here until they said they were gonna get it ironed out. You know what I mean? So they paid his debt basically. You know what I mean? Just to get him over here and get him working again. You know what I mean? So now he's Muslim, he up under their umbrella, and they gonna get him to bring the pot. So I'm like, that junk crazy, man. They was planning it the whole time on us, bro. He was like, man, K was like, man, for real though, bro. Like some dudes just be traps, Weezy, man. Like regardless of how you deal with them or how you get back at them, it just be a trap the whole time. Man, he was like, I'm glad we ain't do nothing crazy to him, Weezy, because we probably got oiled up for that junk. I was like, you right. I was like, I still want to beat his ass, bro, without no weapon. That's what I want to do. So he was like, yeah, I know, man. So like, he was like, but they got the work though. I was like, bro, they got the work. Them niggas got it, bro. I said, the Muslims got it out that junk, bro. I said, man, they got it, bro. He was like, man, I don't care, Boozy, man. I'm about to go to the crib, so I don't care. I was like, I don't care either. But at the same time, though, that junk just bothered me. You know, I was like, me and dude had a conversation because he pulled up on me, asked me to buy some work. And I told him I was good. You know what I mean? I don't want to buy no work from dude. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, for real, bro. Like, this junk, man, is just a crazy situation that we in. I was like, well, we can't do nothing about it, bro. You know what I mean? So, like, we really had to just watch them get money the whole time together. Like, they had to get money the whole time together, man. But like, we just had to watch them get money the whole time together. Like, I'm talking about like another month rolled by. Like, they striking every 2 weeks. You'll see Mike come back. Next thing you know, the Muslims got it. Now, they was moving smooth. You wouldn't tell. If you didn't know about Mike's situation as far as our situation, how he did us, you wouldn't even know he was a dude that was bringing the work back. Because it just so happened on the weekend, the Muslims got to work. That's how I was looking. So they was in that junk getting to that money. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, you know, Big Op, our homeboy, he wasn't moving around hustling and doing all that. He already had some wham, cigarettes, tobacco, black amounts. He already had a box full of that. So he ain't had to do nothing, but the other Muslims was in that junk getting to that bag. They was in that junk hustling, man. So like, Mike didn't touch nothing. Man. So he was just standing around looking crazy. You know what I mean? So they going on with their little thing, and they was doing them. They'll look out for all their little Muslim brothers that was over in the next pods and all of that, and they'll spread love. That's what they was doing, man. So like, I'll say by like another month go by while we was in the joint. So another month go by, out of nowhere, they end up shipping our homeboy Op. He getting short now. Op, he was somebody that been locked up a little minute, you know what I mean? Op was already locked up like 10 years already. He fell before me. I think he fell in like 98 or something like that. I want to say he fell in like 98 or 97. Might have been 97, I think. I want to say like 97 because it's like 06. Something like that. So he fell kind of like around that time because he was already down like a dime. He had like way more time overlooked than we've been serving already. Like he's 5. We come back, we see him in some regular clothes. When we come back from outside rec in the morning, he got the regular clothes on. He got the freaking 3 scrap shoes on. You know what I mean? So I ain't never seen Op like that. You know what I mean? Op always got on his little New Balance. You know what I mean? Always looking freshly clean, sweatshirt, sweatsuit game. So we come back in, we see Op with it like, oh, where you going at? Oh, he was like, out of here, man. Yeah, man. I'm out of here, man. He sending me to Greensville, man. I was like, for real, man? He was like, yeah, man. He said they might gonna try to get me in a re-entry over there. Maybe if I can, you know, he said if I can get my time a little shorter, I can get in that re-entry over there. So I'm gone. I was like, that's what's up, man. He was like, man, look. He grabbed my shoulder. He was like, look, stay out of trouble, T. White, man. Come on, man. A lot of things gonna be worth it, man. I was like, hey, you right, man. You know what I mean? Like, I knew exactly what he was talking about. He was talking about that freaking coward Mike, y'all. So boom. But we got paid. We gonna stay out the way. We gonna do the right thing. But at the same time, though, it was so crazy seeing him leave because he been in the pod the whole time we've been in 4C. Since I got out the hole, he's been in the pod. You know what I mean? He's one of them dudes you want to have around. You see how he got the other situation ironed out and he could have got crazy in that joint. So it's like he saved 2 lives. We could have got sent to the mountains for really doing him dirty, and the dude could have got sent to the hospital for us doing him dirty. So like, people needed like around. Like, this is all I'm saying. Like, you need a good dude like that around. So next morning come, I was out of here, man. That night they made a big pizza, and they all was out that junk eating. Even Mike, everybody was out that junk eating. And the morning came, and I was gone. I was out of there, man. So like, when he left, he was like the dude in cell 22 became like the #1 because the dude kind of like, you know what I mean? He used to always school him and like whatever the case. I don't know if he was the head emo. I ain't gonna say that, but I'm speaking as far as in our block. Like, everybody will go to him. He was probably in his 30s, you know what I mean, late 30s or something like that. Everybody will go to him for stuff. And he in the cell with the dude is getting to work. So when Ak left, it was like everything had went to like, you know, the Muslims was super calculated. Everything was moving smooth. Everything was like super like on some militant type of action. But Soon as I get left, it was like it fell off a little bit. Not on the point where they wasn't doing any praying and stuff like that. Like no disrespect like that. Like it was on some point like they basically was more focused on the money. You know what I mean? It was like a money thing. Like they was down on the money. So like they started making Mike go over to the joint every week. You know, like Mike. I don't know if Mike wanted to go over the joint every week. You know what I mean? I don't know if he wanted to go over the joint every week, but like I think that's when the disconnect happened with him and his roommate. So like, you know, now that he's been going over every week, I don't know if they was like by force or by choice, but they had gotten an argument. You could hear it. It was arguing in the cell. We couldn't see it because they in cell 22. That's all in the back. They argued. We don't know what you can't really. You can hear. I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm my own self. You can't tell me what to do. You had to do in cell 22. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but you gonna listen. You better listen. Da, da, da. So they going back and forth. Everybody in the pod hit the jump. Everybody in the pod hit the jump, man. So the dude Mike storm out the cell. He storm out the cell. And he go to the front and ask the lady in the booth, can he get some paperwork? I guess she gave him some paperwork. I don't know what kind of paperwork it was. He came back with some papers. He go sit at the table. We start filling the papers out. So we go to dinner. He take the papers with him. And I watched him. He took the papers into the watch office. So when he come back with the papers from the watch office, man, next thing you know, we in the pod after dinner. The CEO coming to jump. Everybody like, police coming in. Police coming to jump. It was the sergeant. He coming to the pod. He look around. He like, hey, you. He called the dude Mike. You come here. Called him in the office. They in that jump talking. Next thing you know, I promise you, this was wild right here. I looked up. I seen the dude Mike leaving out the dude in cell 22 cell. He left out of his cell and moved in a cell with this little young boy that was from his city. Now, the little young boy that was from Mike's city, he was somebody that wasn't going to throw rice at a wedding. I promise y'all, man. This man wasn't going to bust a grape at a fruit convention. You hear me? He wasn't going to do nothing, man. He moved in the cell with him. Now, I'll be lying to y'all. When I saw that, y'all, like, my hands started itching. Instantly, like you know, like money's on the way. Like, you know, when your hands start itching, like money's on the way. I seen him move, y'all. I was like, this freaking prick might be back on the menu, y'all. So boom. You know, we'll see how this gonna play out. Because bro, Muslim now, there's a lot of things at stake. Like, it be different situations. It be different situations, but prison is so scary, y'all. That's why I be telling y'all not to come, man. Because like stuff can turn around like this. Just like that, man. A 360 fast. You'll be thinking, man, I just was watching something consistent going on like this for a month. Next thing you know, 360 game. It's the other direction. Something different happened. And that's how prison be, man. I'm telling you, this man moved out the cell with dude in cell 22. He moved out the cell and dude in cell 22. And he moved in the cell with the dude that was from his hometown, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I went to the cell, told K. K was like, for real? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, I still ain't messing with that coward ass nigga Weezer, man. Fuck that nigga Weezer, man. I was like, yeah, you right, man. I was like, man, but still, that nigga just a bitch. I just hate looking at that nigga, man. I just hate looking at him. I was like, big op gone. I said, he done moved out of cell 22. He was like, yeah, well, he's still Muslim though, man. Let that nigga be a Muslim, Weezer, man. He was like, this karma gonna come back on his dumb ass Weezer. Fuck that nigga, man. I was like, you right. Nah, man, just let it go. Let that junk go. So he moved out of cell. Now he in the cell with a dude from his town. Him and the dude from his town, they cool, you know what I mean? Seemed like more and more that he was kind of like falling back off the Muslim stuff. So they all back there praying one day. I seen the dude, cell 22, he was leading the prayer. He was about to start. He looked, he was like, called one of the ops over there. He said, hey, I guess he wasn't gonna tell him, call Mike. He go to the cell, Mike moved to cell 12. Mike moved in the jump all the way in the cut, which is the battle dome. Why I tell y'all dudes be fighting that all the way back by the window. So dude go back there, you know what I mean? You see Mike come back there all late with his kufi in the jump, take his shoes off, you know what I mean? Get himself together, they do their prayer. So after they do their prayer, him and the dude in cell 22 have a conversation. I don't know what the conversation is about, but all I seen is Mike kind of walk off on him like this. Like kind of fan him off. The whole time I'm saying in my mind is like, this dude Mike, this dude must be think he invincible, y'all, so boom. Not invincible, bro. Like, how you gonna cut the nuts of the people that saved your ass from us? I'm telling you, I was going to the hole that day. I saved his ass, man. But like he paid us. Like, the man paid us in full. Like, he didn't even wait a day or nothing. The man paid the bread. The man paid that bread, man. So, like, there was nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do about the shit. So that's why we let it go. But how you gonna cut the nuts of those people, man? Those people save your ass. But that go to show you how inconsiderate and fucking petty that nigga is. I try to tell them what he did to us. The nigga's a fucking human backstabber, man. That's who the fuck Mike is, man. Straight up, man. That nigga Mike is a piece of shit, man. Like, he was one of the worst piece of shits that I met in prison, man. I never had nobody buck on me, man. Swear to God, that nigga bucked on us, man. I never had nobody do that shit. That nigga still was on my bad side. That's my word. So goddamn, he fucking acting like he don't even fuck with the dude in cell 22 no more. So the weekend roll around. This is the first weekend from him being in cell 12 going to the VI. So he go to the VI. The nigga go to the VI, man. I promise you, man. The nigga go to the VI. Goddamn. The nigga over that bitch, he come back. So I was kind of being really nosy on this shit. I even told Kay, like, look, that nigga went to the VI, bro. I was like, we should go on that bitch and rob his ass. Kay was like, man, hell no. We fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. We won't beat his ass back then. We just ain't, we come on, man. Fuck that nigga Weezer. I was like, shh, yeah, you right, bro. You right, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, man, fuck that nigga Weezer, man. I said, I hear you, bro. I said, I hear you, man. You know what I mean? So I look up, he passing out cell. He going to his cell. He just came back from the VI. I'm like, yo. I'm like, oh, bro, he just came back. I look. I just look down to the right. I'm looking, I'm like, I said, oh, he looked like he got that pack too. He looked like that. I looked again. I seen the dude in the cell 22 walk over there. He was like, next thing you know, I'm looking out the crack. Pause. See the Muslim dude like, I can't hear them. He just talking. You see Mike like, Mike a little taller than him. He like, hey, open up 12. And y'all say, yeah, don't open up. I hit the button. Lady open up shit up. I come out. I post up our door. I'm like this. Just posting up our door. Looking around. Look back down there. The Muslim dude was like, see, next thing you know, I seen 3 other Muslim dudes come back there. They was like, and I seen another couple other Muslim dudes like standing by the shower, like they was blocking up. They start facing this way. The situations behind them like this, but they blocking off that cut that's back by that window I was telling y'all about. So they kind of like keep pressing that for nobody can really see like this. I'm standing on the joint looking. I'm standing on the joint looking. Man, that's my word, man. I look. I just seen the Muslim dude go like this. He went up in that nigga's cell. He went up in that nigga's cell. That joint was like it wasn't no punching. It was like he was manhandling that nigga. That bitch like boom, yeah, fuck, where that, nigga? Fuck's wrong with you, nigga? Where that? You can't do that fucking shit. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga robbing a goddamn Muslim. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, where that, motherfucker? Yeah, motherfucker, you ain't no real Muslim anyway. Oh, you heard the nigga Mike was like, oh, so you gonna take my shit because I don't want to be Muslim no more? Because I don't want to be Muslim no more? You gonna take my shit? He said, I'm taking your shit. This word the Muslim dude said, I'm taking your shit because I saved you, motherfucker. That's why I'm taking your shit. How about that? How about that? And niggas got quiet in that bitch. Everybody was like, I'm saying in my head, like, you saved that nigga, man. We supposed to power. He's supposed to let us beat the brakes off that nigga ass. I'm like, shh, it's my word. Muslim dude come out, his fucking shirt all ripped up. He like, all you see is the Muslims just walk away. That shit was like slow bad dudes. They was like, they all did that way. That's where I was like, I looked back, I was like, Mike came out, he was like, he looked around, he shot to the payphone. So when he had on the payphone, he like this. He get to the payphone, he like, first eyeballs he seen was me. He was like this, he was like, I'm looking at him like this. So boom, he used the phone. He used the phone. I'm like, shh. I'm like, yo, this is crazy right here. I was like, yo, I'm thinking like a devil. That's what I'm thinking, like the devil, man. I'm like, yo, this junk crazy right here, man. But you know what though, man? I cannot let him get away with this shit. You hear me? He's not gonna get away with this shit, man. I promise you, man. Goddamn. I turned around. I said, Kay, come here, bro. He's like, what's up? I said, matter of fact, I said, yo, open that door. It's the same word that nigga Mike's not a Muslim no more. He was like, what? Nigga hopped on the bed. He ain't a Muslim no more. I was like, bro, goddamn, Muslim nigga just robbed the nigga, bro. Say, goddamn, the nigga Mike was like, you robbing me because I don't want to be a Muslim no more? I said, the nigga's not a Muslim no more. He was like, oh, we beating his ass then, we. He started putting his shoes on like this. He was like, yeah, we beating his ass. I was like, damn right, nigga. I was like, nigga, that's a lot. He was like, hold on. We gotta get away with this shit though. I was like, fuck that nigga. That nigga in cell 12. That's like, we just going there and beat his motherfucking ass. Man, he was like, man, fuck it. I was like, look, let's do it when we come back from lunch. Goddamn, when they call outside rec, while they doing all that movement, we gonna beat his ass and go outside. He was like, all right, bet. Goddamn it. So I was like, man, that's a bet. So we ain't tell nobody. He on the phone. You know what I mean? Like I say, the nigga won't even goddamn pay no attention. And I was looking at his ass like this the whole time. He don't even know I was pissed in my goddamn head. This is my word. So we played it off like it won't nothing. Me and bro playing chess. I don't even know how to play chess. I'm over there John moving the I'm like this. He like, Weezy, slow down. You moving too fast on the chessboard. This ain't checkers. I'm like, I really want to beat his ass this bad, bro. So we playing it off. You hear me? Lady said, y'all about to be on standby for outside rec. I'm like, shh, it's time. You know what I mean? I already had my shoes on, everything. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, this nigga got the fucking game fucked up. He got the game fucked up. Lady open all the doors up. All the doors open up. It's word. Me and Kate was like this. Like, I seen Kate. Kate started walking down that bitch. We looked. His celly was coming out. His celly came out and looked. And seen us coming, it just came out the cell. Now, he probably was about to go out anyway. But he seen us. He was like, he kept it moving. So everybody up in the front. It's word. Me and Kate walked back that jump like we was looking back at the window. We was like this. I know for a fact, this nigga knew we was about to whoop his ass, man. I looked him in his eyeballs. Now, like I told y'all, back by cell 12 is a window. It's a window right there, jump. So that window in 4C, they not like how 4B and 4D is, where they can see the yard and the boulevard and all that stuff. When you look out the window in 4C, you looking at freaking the freaking behind the prison and all of that. So go to the window. This door was open. First I seen Kate, but we just creeping the scene out. Kate went to the window. Kate was like, I came to the window. I grabbed the ball. I was like, I looked right at him. When I looked at him, he was sitting on his bed. He was like, he had his headphones on. He was looking at the TV. He looked at me. He was like, I was like, Kate was like, Kate went in that bitch. Kate was like, you pussy ass nigga. Boom. Kate started taking off with his name. I was like, we just started beating his ass. I'm talking about, it was one of them ass whoopings where I had to fucking make sure I won't hit K, because we on him so crazy. Like, he ducking, he trying to fall. We on him, we hitting his ass. Boom. I almost hit K. K almost hit me. I backed up for a minute, let K give him a 10-piece. Boom. He ball up on that jump. I catch him. Boom, nigga, get up. Boom. He finally fall. Boom. He hit the ground. Nigga, introduce you to my feet, motherfucker. Boom, nigga. Boom. He start kicking his ass. This word. Nigga ball up. Start kicking his ass. This word, y'all was hitting him in his head like this. Nigga. He was like, and it was taking them shits. Fuck wrong with you? We beat his motherfucking ass in there. They said, exit out for outside rec. I was like, man, I grabbed that nigga TV, 13-inch game. Boom! Slap that shit on the floor. Nigga, you like I'm gonna hit you with a pussy? Fuck out this party, bitch. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Pussy ass nigga. K was like, hold on, watch out, Weezy. I'm like, come on, K, we gotta go. He was like, watch out. Kick that nigga in his fucking side. I was like, come on, bro. We did. We go outside rec. This word, we go outside rec. Me and bro sweating. We looking crazy. We looking like fucking maniacs, you hear me? We looking like maniacs. Everybody like, what the fuck y'all doing? Got down. We get downstairs. The dude see us. The Muslim dude see us. That's in cell 22. He look at me. He said, he ain't even say nothing. He just was like this. He was like, we get on the yard. We're on the basketball court. Get on the basketball court. I'm like this. Kate like this. Like, fuck that nigga Weezy. I'm like, man. I said, we finally got that pussy ass nigga, man. Bitch ass nigga, man. I said, that nigga look fucked up. Fuck that nigga, man. He was like, man, fuck that nigga. Tell it, watch. That nigga gonna tell it. We going to the hole. Watch. Our whole cell gonna be empty. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck, bro. I was gonna go to the hole the first time for whooping this fucking ass. And so I'm sick of this fucking pod, too. So we just on the yard. Man, fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. So everything was going on in the yard. Nothing happened first. Nothing happened early. You know what I mean? So probably about in the middle of the rec, they was like, yo, they start getting dudes from off the yard. Not they start getting dudes from off the boulevard. Not off the yard, but off the boulevard. Usually when they do that, it's called a status. That means they gotta clear the boulevard, But everybody has to be on the yard or in the building some goddamn way because they bringing somebody from the hole or they taking somebody to medical from the hole. So goddamn, we look, we see the goddamn junk coming out, the wheelchair jack coming out our building. We look, see that nigga on a wheelchair. He had his hand on his head like this. This shit's fucked up. Goddamn, that nigga head was bleeding over here. The nigga was like, they pushing the nigga in the shop, they pushing the nigga in the wheelchair. They bringing him out, that nigga like this. He like, and nigga wheel past us, this word he wheel past us. He was like, and they looked me right in my goddamn face. He took that nigga to medical. Goddamn. We come off the yard, we go back in the building. He was like, oh yeah, it was like, Weezy, y'all won't right beat that man ass like that. Man, I was like, what? I ain't beat nobody's ass. What the hell you talking about? He was like, y'all beat the shit out of that nigga. I heard that shit, man. I ain't go to rap. I was like, man, I ain't do shit. He was like, man, he ain't tell though. He ain't tell, he just went and checked in. The lady seen him and the medical came and got him. He going to the hole. He was like, he going to the hole. I mean, I was like, man, fuck that nigga, man. Pussy ass nigga, man. That's my word. I was like, man, every time I see that nigga, I'm gonna beat his ass, man. Fuck that nigga. That's my word. Goddamn, that nigga went to the bank and never came to fuck back out. That nigga never came to fuck back out, man. I promise you, man. But the crazy thing about it is, I ended up bumping heads, pause, with the nigga goddamn Ock that was from out our way. He didn't go to Greensville like he said. He ended up going to Lawrenceville. So years later, not a bunch of years later, like 2-3 years later, I bump into him at Lawrenceville. And I tell him the story, man. Man, this where Ock was weak. He couldn't believe it. He was like, man, you know, I let my man drive the car on that jump, man. Like, I just try to make peace, Weezy. That's all. I was like, man, listen, y'all lucky that peace shit, goddamn, ain't had a fucking war in this motherfucker, man. I was like, but dude, a piece of shit. He did your man dirty and bucked on the Muslims, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, we beat that nigga ass, man. Ock was weak. Ock was weak, man. But back when Sussex, though, he never came to fuck back out the hole. He stayed his ass in that bitch, and I guess he got shipped wherever the fuck he went at, man. But I bet he'll remember my goddamn feet because I introduced him to him. Introduce you to my feet. That's some Italian shit I took for Sopranos. Let me introduce you to my feet, nigga. I start beating his motherfucking ass. That's my word. But I never had nobody buck on me before, man. That's why I reacted the way I reacted, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. But that was a crazy situation. That's the damn story, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all ain't know the count. Stay our ass out of the way, period. But y'all ain't know what it is, man. This was a Thursday banger. So when I need y'all to do this one, like, subscribe to my y'all. Let's go. But be safe out there, people, and stay our ass out of the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.